Good morning. This is not rehearsed, nor do I think it needs to be because it's all really positivity and high vibrational. Um, just want to make sure that we kind of clarify a few things around the culture of ER Shred. Check out the this new hat is so cool. It's we haven't figured out a name for it. It's kind of like a half cap, right? It's kind of like canvas material. It's cool. Lisa Oken is the one that she really wanted these hats. So we've got black and white in this. And my daughter Lily is 16, and she's going to be running that end of it. She's going to be kind of learn some business herself in processing the gear orders and sending them out, and just appreciate all of you guys who are part of this. And really, that's ER Shred is just this beautiful collective, and I want to kind of explain to you more of a high level version of what that means. I probably look extremely tired because we're going on 2 days without much sleep. Traveling from Hawaii, our flight was in the middle of the night. We had to wake up at 3 o'clock. We didn't get to bed till midnight. It was nuts. And then here we are. Anyway, all good things. Feeling good, vibing high. And this is not a poke or any kind of a dig at anybody. That is not what this is about. Everybody that has shown up, all the hearts of ER Shred, all the ER Shredders, we appreciate you. We know you have good intent. We know that you're trying your darndest to offer up what you have. So let me just offer a little bit of a history. For those of you who've been involved in with us for any great length of time, you know that groups such as ER Shred can become splintered. And the nature of that, it happens by accident. It kind of sneaks up on you and you didn't even anticipate it. You look back and you go, what happened? And then you're able to determine, I see what happened. I see where we kind of went. Maybe, um, we just weren't vigilant enough in protecting and preserving the culture. Hi, Gina. Thanks for being on here. Appreciate you. So with that said, there's a reason. Everything we've done in ER Shred has been unbelievably calculated, very conservative. We have not rushed or jumped the gun or done anything in a impulsive manner. We haven't, because we have our personal image to protect, of course, and we also we understand that there's a lot of other people lending us and others credibility, and that's another reason we've been unbelievably particular in vetting people as far as their involvement in ER Shred and what they offer. An example of that would be Lenny Evans. Lenny was Owen, can you not do that for a minute while I finish this video? I'm sorry, buddy. Lenny was chomping at the bit to kind of teach people how to share ER Shred beyond themselves for a long time, and he was offering that up. And Lenny would be the first to admit to you that we would tell him, no, it's not there yet. We need more proof of concept around the protocol itself. We need proof of concept around the community and the culture. And at some point in the future, we will launch that portion of ER Shred, that component, which is an important part of ER Shred, because now we can get it out to the world and really impact people. And what is ER Shred? It's a bridge. If you haven't figured that out yet, what we are sharing with people is a bridge. This is the insider perspective that a lot of people don't know. It's a bridge. It is a bridge to a healthier way of life. It is not the answer to everything. The answer to everything is within yourself. The answer to everything is your intuition. It's your self-discipline. It's your willpower. ER Shred is none of that. ER Shred is a bridge. It's a bridge that helps people go from point A, where they don't want to be and where they're in a lot of pain and suffering. And it's a bridge that can get them to a point where they go, oh my God, I don't have so much pain, suffering. And maybe I learned some things about myself. Maybe I need to employ some of these things I learned about myself. It's a bridge. We're sharing a bridge with people. It's an offering. And not everybody's going to take you on that. Anybody that's been involved with Isagenix for any length of time, you know that a high percentage of people that would come and get involved and try it, a high percentage wouldn't stick with it. And even what Isagenix is doing right now with a new video, you know, and a new business plan or whatever, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, because it's still going to be a high percentage of people who don't stick. That's the nature of things. That's the nature. But what if the offering was such that we could take people who we bridge them and they go, oh my God, I feel better. Oh my God, maybe I should employ this part of the lifestyle. Maybe I should employ that part of the lifestyle. Maybe I should stay on the shakes. Maybe I should continue to cleanse one, you know, periodically. Maybe I should do the group shreds every month. Maybe I love this community. Maybe this community holds me. Maybe I feel home here. Maybe I like these kinds of people. These people don't seem like they're money mongers. These people don't seem like they're desperate for, you know, self-adoration and self-promotion. These people actually seem like they're legit and they care. And can we hold them? And if we hold them, can we hold them better than ever before? And we have proven that you can and you will. You're not going to hold them all, and you have to know that. But beyond that, here's what happened to me in my Isagenix business. You need to know this. In my Isagenix business, what happened to me was I worked my tail off. I worked so hard for so long, you're talking, you know, well over a decade, building an organization, building a team, building a specific kind of culture. What happened to that culture? Well, because I didn't understand concepts that I needed to employ to ensure that that culture would sustain, other powers that be came in and said, you know, oh, is that working over there? Now, everybody's always in self-doubt. You just have to know that about human beings, human nature. We're all always in self-doubt. Even the person, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, even Tony Robbins, there's times where they go to give presentations or they go to do their thing, and there's times where they go, how come everybody hasn't figured out that I'm just not what I say? Hey, Brad, I'm not what I portray myself to be. I don't have that level of confidence. And they have to muster it up, and sometimes they have to fake it. Sometimes they just have to show up the best they can. It's not their best, and do what they can. And sometimes it's enough, and sometimes they fall flat. But the bottom line is we all have self-doubt, right? Hi, Brad. So with that in mind, you have to consider that why is everybody always looking for the new? And that's what you'll find in an organization like Isagenix. Isagenix, everybody's always, hi Heather, everybody's always looking for the new. Thank you, Heather, and thank you for all you do and your happy birthday yesterday. I hope you had a great birthday. It was so cool to watch you, to see you, to witness you with Jessica, Jennifer. You know, it's just too good, Coleman, too good. That's what the culture's all about. So thank you for even taking that a step further and showing why it's so meaningful. And so the new opportunities like Isagenix attract the best kinds of people, but it also attracts very vulnerable people who, you know, they don't come from formal training. They don't come from a formal background in sales. They don't come from a formal background in any kind of education, or most of them do not. And they will jump at anything that is offered to them. They will. And they are very vulnerable that way. And you have to be aware of that. The reason I know is because I was one of those who early on in Isagenix would just jump at anything. Anything even the company would say, oh, that's got to be it. But if we were to be truthful about Isagenix, if we were to look at it more from an objective point of view, has everything that they have set out to do worked? Now, this is not me attacking Isagenix. This is not me, you know, trying to say, well, Isagenix sucks or anything else. A lot of what they've done has worked, but a lot of what they've tried to do has not worked. And I think they're in a point now where they would admit that. So many of the products that they came out with, for instance, just one example, so many of the products that they came out with, like the Isadelites was supposed to be a lead. It was not a lead. It should never have been a lead, and it was a big mistake to lead with it. Bia, you don't lead with Bia. It wasn't a lead. It shouldn't have been a lead, and I still think it isn't a lead and can't be a lead. And And I hope you guys are starting to understand that, you know, it's just not always the case. And how many products have we come out with and then we attempted to lead with, and those products, and we literally put all of our efforts, all of our energy, everything behind those products. This is going to be our lead. This is the new way. This is the third time we've come out with skincare. It's not a knock on Celatoi, but it is the third time we've come out with skincare. And the other two times, there's a reason that those went away, because they didn't work. And I'm not saying Celatoi won't work, but those didn't work. But there are people who put their credibility on the line and said, this is the best skincare on the planet Earth. Look at my beautiful skin. And then it didn't work. And that, you've got to consider that your audience is your market. Everybody that's watching you each and every day, everybody you communicate with each and every day is your audience. And if you're not careful, you've got to be careful. You've got to maintain some level of confidence. You've got to maintain some surety, some certainty around your marketing efforts. And if you don't, you will be perceived as someone who just blows like the wind, who is very unpredictable and can't be trusted. And that, you need to understand, is going to hurt your potential. And that's why I worry that everybody jumps at the new. I worry about that. I worry that Isagenix might come out with a new level of training and say, this is the way now, guys, because so-and-so at the very top, that's what they did and they succeeded. And that's not always the case, and that's not always duplicatable. That's not always entirely, it's not that they have bad intentions, not at all, but you gotta be careful. You gotta be calculated. You gotta be conservative. You gotta have a futuristic vision in place, because if you don't, people will jump at the new. And how many of the people I work with the closest over the years, Sean, you got to do this. This is what's working. Sean, now you got to try this. Sean, we're doing this over here. We're doing that over there. Now we're leading with this pack. Now we're leading with this product. Now we're leading with this bonus. Guys, and where are we today? And where are all those? And so I hope you understand that from a very high level, we have over 2 decades now experience with this. And it's important. Now, when I talk about splintered culture, splintered groups, we say, everybody, please bring your logs to the fire and toss them up. What we're talking about is energy. We're talking about your unique gifts and talents. We're talking about support, cheering on, cheerleading. We're cheerleaders. Marketing ideas. However, we've got to be careful with that, because not any one person can raise their hand at any given point and say, guys, now follow me. I know where we're going with this. It can't work that way. That actually happened in my Isagenix business on multiple occasions. And what did it lead to? Well, unfortunately, it led to people who were, they're called leaders. And these leaders went off following the next, we call it the shiny object in our industry. And they would go off following that. And as a result of following that, they would become disenchanted, not of intent, but disenchanted with very core, vital principles of how to build a culture and a community and a residual income source in this model. And as a result, their incomes were jeopardized. And usually those incomes were jeopardized, and believe it or not, in doing so, in the process of doing so, they built someone else's income source, believe it or not. Usually it's coaches, trainers, it's gurus, even Tony Robbins. As good as you all think he is, and as much as you all love him, I view him as a threat. I'm just gonna go out and say it. I don't hate him personally. Some people hate him because he's vulgar or whatever. I don't have anything on Tony Robbins personally whatsoever. There is no personal nothing. I don't carry any vibration there, other than he is very good at what he does, and he can turn a vulnerable person that's looking for the new into a Tony Robbins-ite, meaning next thing you know, they are Tony Robbins groupies traveling all over the country, giving him tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to all in the name of becoming a better person and a better business person. And that's where we need to, in fact, Isagenix incorporated Tony Robbins. At the height of our growth, I think it was like 2015 or something, they brought Tony Robbins in. They probably paid him a freaking fortune to come in. But what they don't realize, where they went wrong, in my opinion, which I'm entitled to an opinion, and where they kind of did me an injustice, was some of my top people started following Tony Robbins all over the country, investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in their Tony Robbins stuff, and they were no longer interested in doing Isagenix. Not really. It was all in the name of doing Isagenix, but what they really became passionate about was following Tony Robbins and going to every event and getting other people to do the same. That's a danger to our industry. That's a danger to our collective mission, which is to what? We want to each learn to provide livelihood for ourselves and our families. Guess what? In order to do that, it's actually pretty simple. It's the most simple thing. It's so simple that you actually think there's more to it. If I were to say to you, very simple, very, very simple, what is your job description? Well, you're actually in the arena of influencing others. But where we go a little different, where we take I think a far more, I think that we take an evolved approach to sharing ER Shred with other people, because we don't think that everybody needs it. Now, if you were to look around and say, does that person need it? Does that person need it? Does that? Yeah, I mean, you're going to say, God, everybody needs it. But when it comes to the model, and when it comes to the culture and the community, we have an evolved perspective where we recognize that we are a niche culture and we are a niche offering, and we are a bridge, but not everybody's going to want to cross that bridge. Not everybody's going to make it to the other side of the bridge. Not everybody's going to realize it is a bridge and thank us for it. But the ones that do become some of the fiercest followers you've ever seen in your life. There are many, we call them wolves, in sheep's clothing in our industry, and in the industry of personal growth and the industry of adult education. There's many wolves in sheep clothing. And all I can tell you is it hasn't happened once, it hasn't happened twice, it hasn't happened 3 times. If I was to sit and count, it's probably in the neighborhood of a dozen times in my experience where wolves who show up in sheep's clothing in the name of, I can help you, I can show you how to further your business along, I can show you how to generate more income, I can show you what you're missing. Everybody in this industry, they're vulnerable because they want it so bad. They're desperate, they're hungry. That's a good thing. But they believe these wolves, and next thing you know, the wolves have got them. And the wolves have an agenda. I hope you'll understand it. Follow the money. Where does the money go? Do they ask for money? Do they eventually ask for money? Do they give some free and then ask for money? Where's the money? Where's the money? Follow the money. Follow the money. Follow the money. If you'll follow the money, you'll usually understand what that person's intent is. Well, ER Shred, I hope you can recognize we have the sincerest of intent. All we want to do is help every single one of you have an effective way whereby you can impact other people's lives legitimately. Not at a hypish level. Not, yay, you lost 10 pounds. Now, who can you refer me to? That doesn't motivate us because we operate from a place beyond money. The money is there. It's there. But we operate from a place, first and foremost, that is so far evolved beyond money that it's not even funny. We operate from a place so far beyond money, it's not even funny. And every one of you ER Shredders, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you can agree with this. Now, we have to be careful just that nobody can raise their hand, and from a self-endowed point of view, what you don't know is that I've had so many different people come to us and say, hey, why did they come to us? Because they see energy, they see growth, they see opportunity, and they see good people, and they go, it's not that they want to take advantage always, it's just like, oh my God, this is my niche market, I have an offering for this market, or, oh my God, I got something that'll help them. It's not always of ill intent at all. Boy, the wind picked up and blew my phone right over. Don't read into that. Don't read into that. As a religious person, I always put meaning on everything. Why did the wind blow that over at that very moment? Don't sign up for that class. It just happens sometimes and it doesn't mean anything. But a lot of people have good intent. Thank you, Bob. A lot of people have good intent. A lot of people have ulterior motives and very, they have self-interest. With that in mind, what does it mean when people came in and they just raided our groups? They just raided our groups. It wasn't just my group, there's other groups, and they came in with their self-interest and their ulterior motives and hidden agendas, and they raided. That's why we have to be careful that no one person ever gets to just say, hey guys, I got this, I'm offering it up, who wants it? I got this is what you need, this is what you're missing, trust me, I know. You gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful with that. Do we have enough right now? I'll close with this. Do we have enough? Do we have everything we need right now for you to generate a significant supplemental income source for your family? Do we have it right now? We actually do have it right now. And we have it beyond anything that I've seen in 20 years. Scratch that. Been around the industry my whole life. My parents owned a network marketing company when I was a kid. I grew up attending these meetings. I saw all the hype on a nightly basis. I was at the meetings. Some of you guys don't realize, you go, why is Sean so good at communicating with older people? A lot of people say that to me. Dad, it's like you're 60 or 70. It's because I grew up almost every night of the week going to network marketing meetings. Guess what? I was the only kid there. All I did was talk to adults all the time. That was my reality. So I'm in an industry that's the communication industry. I actually understand this industry unbelievably well. It's all I know. I don't even know other industries very well. But I know this industry, and I know how careful we have to be about anybody, even Lenny Evans. Lenny Evans knows how many times I've turned him down. Do you guys know that? Lenny Evans knows how many times he's come to us and said, well, let's do this. And I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. It's not that Lenny's wrong. Lenny's a promoter. Lenny has high energy. Lenny's one of the beautiful, wonderful people that's attracted to this industry. Lenny gets excited about a lot of things. But what Lenny is doing right is he's learning to rein that in and interpret, is this proven? Is this vetted? Is this, sustainable? Is this legitimate? Because you only get so many chances with your team. And if you get their hopes up too many times and you don't deliver, then they will lose interest in you. Now, a lot of those people, what do? They go from group to group to group to group to group to group, and they don't realize that everywhere along the way, they think it's everybody else's problem. They don't realize every time they've gone and done it, because they didn't have patience, they didn't have fortitude, they weren't certain, they didn't have longevity, stickability. Because of all these things, they jumped or they allowed new things to come in all the time. And as a result, they squandered their credibility and they've got to move into other organizations, other teams, other groups, other offerings, other companies, and they're moving all the time. Why? Because they can't sustain any level of credibility for any length of time, because it's always newness. If you want to be successful in this business model, guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to be okay with ER Shred the way that it is right now, believe it or not. We've got other things planned, but they're not going to change the opportunity for you. I think they're going to enhance the kind of person that you are. I think they're going to enhance your quality of life, which is really important to us, because for us, this is more important than just marketing products and making money. For us, it's like, can ER Shredders become better people? Can we become better fathers? Can we become better mothers? Can we become better spouses? Can we become better citizens, better community members, everything, teachers, whatever you are? Can you become better? That motivates us. We love that. We dig that. But I'm just saying, if you guys aren't in that place of it's enough now, if it's not enough now, it's never going to be enough, I promise you. So you're gonna have to either keep jumping for the new and anticipating the new. What's new? What's new? What's new? What's new? Where's the next piece? Where's the next nugget? Where's the next nugget? Where's the next nugget? Where's the next marketing ploy? Where's the next marketing ploy? Where's the next ad? Where's the next ad? Where's the next story? Where's the next story? Guys, if you're in that space, I can promise you it's never gonna be enough. The couple that stays married for 50 years, they become okay with normal. They become okay with with normalcy. And I just don't want to degrade it, because simple is good. Normal is good. We just want to be entertained. Even people that do this business, they want entertainment. They want to be wowed. They want to be entertained. And what are we doing now? What are we doing now? Oh, Shredder's Way was so great. Where's Shredder's Way Part 2? Where's this? Where's that? Where's the next? Where's the next? Guys, I'm just saying, if you want to succeed in this industry, there's a core principle that you have to learn. And that core principle is thus. You have a dartboard. Boom. There's your dartboard. Oh, there's my dartboard. Now, I've got darts. Darts. This is just the way my brain thinks and the way that it made sense to me and how I was able to stick with it long enough to keep at it. My goal, I want to hit that bullseye. Red or green, doesn't matter. I want to hit that bullseye. I throw a dart. I missed the bullseye. Ah, shit. I suck at darts. Well, I get a little training. I get a little better. You know, I throw 10 darts. I still don't hit the bullseye. Damn. I get with someone that knows how to throw darts. They teach me a few things. That's great. Now I have a little bit more of a skill. I know where to hold my arm. I know when to release the dart. I know how to follow through. I still need to practice. Even the best dart thrower in the world can't just hand me 10 darts, give me a lesson, hand me 10 darts. I'm still probably not gonna hit the bullseye unless I got lucky. Sometimes people get lucky. But now, if you wanna have any great sustainable length of success in this industry, which is a phenomenal industry and can totally change your life, throw the dart. I miss. Throw the dart. I miss. Share my story. 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 I miss. And you guys, I'm just telling you right now, if you haven't figured it out yet, there's a couple things that have to be employed in this industry if you want to ever succeed. Number one, you've got to work your set of odds. I don't know how many darts it's going to take for you to start hitting that bullseye. But what I do know is that if you will work your set of odds, what that means is you're gonna have to throw a lot of darts. What is that the equivalent of? Is just sharing your story with people, sharing information, offering up what you offer, offering the bridge, and boom, you know, sometimes someone, oh my God, I hit the bullseye, and next thing you know, the dart wiggles out and falls out, and you're going, oh my God, this is so depressing. Oh my God, it's so depressing. The one time I hit the bullseye, somehow the dart wiggles out and falls out. Or I threw another dart and it knocked out my bullseye dart. And you just don't have vision. You don't have any kind of long-term commitment. And this is the same in anything in life. In anything in life, you've got to do the monotonous, some people might call it boring, tedious, repetitive, simple, dumb it down kind of things over and over and over and over. And when we get sick of that, guess what we want? We want a new trainer. We want a new marketing methodology. We want a new everything. New. I want new. Entertain me, new. And we will throw massive amounts of money at the new, because surely if I invest a lot in the new, that's where my return is going to be. And it's not always the case, because what you need to be investing is your time and your energy, not even so much your money. It's not a huge, massive hunk of money investment to be successful in this industry. Throw the darts. Throw the darts. You're going to get better at throwing the darts because you're throwing darts. And as you refine your practices, as you start to realize through, you've got to do introspection. You've got to take inventory. Why did that not stick? What did I do wrong? Where could I improve? What could I do better? Learn from others. And that's why we did the Shredder's Way, is to show you how to throw these darts. You actually do know how to throw darts now, believe it or not. And boom, boom, boom. And then you start hitting. And maybe every 10th dart, you bam, you're hitting. Every 10th dart, bullseye, and damn, that feels good. And then you can increase it from there. Every 2 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Boom, I'm sticking, I'm sticking, I'm sticking. Now I'm getting better. The community, the culture will actually hold way more people than ever before if you've ever done anything like this. The community and culture is a critical component of everything that we're doing. This is the bird's eye view. When people purchase an ER Shred Pack, it's like what? Like $311. Imagine if it was, let's just take that amount and times it by 10. 10. It's not the new, it is the do. That's right, Bob. Thank you. Let's just times it by 10. Now, people are saying, I want to get healthy, Susan Rothman. How much is it to do ER Shred? And you tell them it's $3,000. You don't flinch an eye. $3,000. Now we have to ask ourselves, how would we show up? What would we offer for $3,000 over that initial month, if you will? It's 11 days, but it's pretty much a month, right? What would we offer for $3,000 so that that person gets on that bridge, enjoys being on the bridge, loves the view, loves the journey, gets to the other side and says, I'm never going back there. Hell no. I love this new place I find myself. If we could do that, that level of support, that level of culture, community, it's all part of the pack. You guys think it's just a pack with bonuses built in. That's so stupid. It is not. And if you think that, you're a marketer probably. You don't realize that everything we do is part of that $311. Everything we do. The community, the culture, the weekly calls, all of the throwing logs on the fire, all of the group, the collective energy. I'm throwing logs on the fire because I think, hey man, Carolyn Ward Davis, she's out there and she's tossing logs on the fire and she's supporting what I'm doing. And by God, I'm going to do it for her too. And I'm going to make this offering as valuable as I possibly can for her as well. That's the collective. The collective is never going to be, hey, I have something for this and I know what you need. I'm sorry, it's going to stay simple. It has to stay simple because we've had too many things splintered over the years and we just won't allow it to happen. So for all of you that we have had to say no to, I actually do feel bad about it. I don't operate from a place of my way or the highway, our way or the highway. That's not what this is about. This is about vision. This is about culture. This is about community. This is about protecting what we have invested in greatly. A lot of us have invested a lot. And so please, everybody has their thing they want to offer because they see a market. Oh, ER Shred is growing. ER Shred is it's got energy. It's alive. It's working. Shit. They figured something out. And there's a difference between saying, how do I supplement that? How do I help that without overextending myself? And there's a difference between that and saying, you guys are doing things wrong. I know what you need to do now. We know what we're doing. See my fingers move when I said that? Doesn't mean anything. We know what we're doing. Doesn't mean anything. We know what we're doing. I love you, Susan. It's funny, isn't it, Susan? Like, I used to put meaning on everything, and it's just not so much meaning anymore as it is just fate. This video I'm doing now is important. It's just a critical time. Why? Because we're actually growing really fast right now, and we're going to attract a lot of kinds of people who say, ha, self-endowed leader over here, self-endowed leader, follow me, I know where to go from here. No, you are not. No, you don't. No, you won't. And that's why we have a board. That just feels good. Feels good. Concrete has rock in it. Did you know that? Concrete, you can actually ground on concrete. I don't know if you guys know that. Because of the stone that's in it and something about conductivity with the earth below it, you can actually ground on concrete. So just enjoy that. I love you all so much. I know this is long-winded. I personally feel like every now and then we have to give a bird's eye perspective because otherwise it's very easy to be misinterpreted. Oh my God, like they just want to keep it all to themselves and they don't want to, let anybody else lead and da-da-da. That's not true, not even in the least. Lead out within your own sphere. but nobody gets to just say, here I am, nominate myself to lead everybody. No, you can lead your own sphere for sure, and that's what you should be doing. Lead your own sphere, your own, subculture within the overall broader culture, absolutely. But nobody gets to say this is the way you should be doing. And in fact, that's why Shredder's Way, if you don't think it's definitive enough, it has to be the way it is. The Shredder's Way, the way we did it, and the way that Lenny taught it, it has to be, it can't be too definitive. Otherwise, what happens is you don't leave it open to interpretation. You don't leave it open to personality types. You don't leave it open to behavior. You don't leave it open to leadership styles. And you pigeonhole people. It's a bad idea in this industry. You start saying, no, this is the way you do it. And when people don't feel comfortable, when they go, oh, that makes me uncomfortable, guess what? It's not making you uncomfortable because something's wrong with you. That's another thing I learned from my religious exodus. I used to think, it feels uncomfortable, that means something's wrong with me. Nope, not true. It feels uncomfortable because your heart and your intuition is saying, something feels a little off here, something's off. Maybe I need to look at this more, maybe I need to evaluate this more, maybe I need to consider that this might not be my path. And, that's okay. It's very pure, very clear, very simple. Susan Rothman. Our mission is so clear, so pure, so simple. It really is, and I feel like we're just getting started, actually. I do. Do people need what we're offering? Oh my God. Oh my God. Do they ever? And do we offer something that, I'm starting to realize we offer something that I can't even define yet. Even still, like 2 years later, I can't define what we're offering. Help me figure that out, because I can't define it. I can't define the empowerment. It's impossible. It's like damn right impossible to define what's happened inside of me, what's happened inside of my wife, what's happened inside of Crystal, what's happened inside of Susan, Heather, Jesse. This never happened before. I'm not taking credit for that. I will not take credit for that. I refuse to take credit for that, because it's all born of yourself getting back to yourself. And if it's just fate that the mechanism does that for people, strips things down, baseline, gets people to a place emotionally, physically, to where they can start to interpret and listen and accept yourself and accept the way you are. Wow, it's good shit. It's good shit. Just makes me want to rub this concrete all over. Just makes me want to. Love you guys. Good things coming. Bye-bye.